Hey guys, welcome back to another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle video. So I wanted to talk about what's going on with LR Vegito Blue. So we have a lot of information. If you guys watch my video talking about the Mighty Mask unit dropping sometime soon, if you haven't watched it, check it out. But, we talked about that and I said, hey, there will probably be a data download later tonight that implements a whole bunch of new units that should be coming out as part of the celebration. And that has come to pass. So if we move back, and again, shout out to the Reddit. Make sure you guys do subscribe to the Reddit. I'm friends with a lot of the mods over there, and I can just say unequivocally that it's an awesome community to be a part of. And let's go ahead and jump back over here to DBZ.space. And, of course, shout out to DBZ Space and Renzi, a friend of mine as well. So, anyways, Vegito Blue. He has been in the files for a while. They went ahead and updated him, put the passive that, that's not his passive. Anyways, people try to get mad at me when I said it was going to be 80%. Just because it wasn't on DBZ Space doesn't mean that it wasn't found, because Renzi did say himself that, he agreed with it. It just wasn't applied to the card for whatever reason. But 80%. Another thing happened here. So he picked up Prepare for Battle instead of Over in a Flash. So this is actually ironclad proof that they can change these units, because I believe just literally yesterday this was listed as Over in a Flash. So they can change units. They just didn't do it in this case, aside from this. And I love this change. I think that this is a really, really big change for this unit, because it allows him to fit a lot better on literally every single team he would be a part of. And that is one thing, I can't deny how overwhelmingly powerful Tech Vegito Blue is, but I personally am using the physical variant on my POTARA team because of two reasons. My Tech Vegito does not have a duplicate in him, and if you have a Rainbow Star physical Vegito Blue, he is better than the Tech one without having dupes invested, right? And that is a mathematical thing that Mobile Man did point out. He said, hey, 100% Vegito Blue physical is better than, the free dupe path, Vegito Blue Tech. So I dropped him for that. But also, even if I had one that was 100%, I would still consider it, despite the fact that there's a massive damage gap between them. I mean, Tech Vegito Blue is number 1 hardest hitter, and physical's like number 12 or so. There's a massive damage gap between them, but the Tech one having Over in a Flash, right, and no Prepare for Battle, oftentimes becomes a key issue for that team, especially when Goku and Vegeta are not fused into Vegito and they don't have access to things like Fused Fighter. So I love this, because on that team, this guy will be very, 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 very solid, and he'll fit into that slot really, really well. So this is actually a really big change, and it also fits really well for the team that he will be on, such as Super STR. They love that. Over in a Flash can be a prevalent link there, but now I don't feel as bad for dropping some of the Over in a Flash centric units from this team. You still have options like Super Saiyan 4 Goku. You have Ape Goku, that's SS3. He can be there if he wants to. He's off rotation anyway, so it doesn't matter. And this guy links so much better now with the SS2 Vegeta and Bulma unit that, you're kind of crazy not to run them if you have them. So I love this change. He got a lot better, and he's really, really good. I don't think they changed his stats at all or anything like that, but, Max Orbs, 100% unit, that's how good he is. 80% passive, still generates over 2 million damage. So he's going to be phenomenal. People shit on this unit. He's really good. Okay, so now that I'm done praising the unit, I don't have this pulled up right now. In fact, because I'm not super good at finding it, to be honest. But I believe it's in the missions tab. So if we come over right here, Supreme Kai Trials, they did add in more Supreme Kai Stones, I believe. And then also, to couple with that, they did add in, these are coming too, but they are adding in these. So the rest of the POTARA medals, okay, it looks like, and I'm not going to go over every single one of them, it looks like they pretty much, majority of them, if not all of them, require the usage of specific teams. This one, for example, there's nothing different to this, right? Clear a stage with Vegito on your team. Must have the same character name. You just have to use a Vegito and take on Training with Piccolo, stage 27-2. That's fine. But they do this. So they add clear a stage with only STR-type characters possessing the link Fierce Battle. So they're going to force you to use mono teams. Okay, not only mono teams, but mono teams that have access to Fierce Battle across the board. You have to have 6 units. That means you can't go in with 5 units and use a rebirth unit in that last slot. This is probably the biggest shaft I have seen to rebirth units specifically, singling them out specifically. since the fact that the Rebirth Link came out in the first place, right? I never was a huge advocate for the Rebirth Link, but I have recently come to the mindset that it's not a bad link anymore, because so many units like Majin Vegeta, like LR Trunks, they want that link. It's not a bad link. They want the key from it, and they can do without the extra damage. Of course, extra damage is always nice, but they can do without it. But this is a huge staff to those units. It makes them 100% unusable, even if, some of them are integral parts of your team, because some of the Rebirth units are really good, like especially the support types. So they're going to require you to do this. Clear stage with only physical type characters. That's straight. And then there's going to be one down here that says only physical types and fierce battle on that team, right? So clear stage with at least 5 characters possessing the link skill. This one doesn't specify, actually. This one doesn't specify color-centric. So that one just said anything, right? So that's what they're doing here with only STR characters right here. But we saw one that said only STR characters previously and fierce battle. So I don't know why they did that, because this seems like the ultimate anti-reroll, and I'm not a hater on reroll. It's just like, I get it if that's their motive, but it just seems like the ultimate anti-reroll, to where it's like that wasn't even necessary, because it alienates either new players or free-to-play players that haven't spent a lot of stones, or just guys that haven't played as much and haven't built their account. It gives you incentive to awaken your units, but this isn't a good thing, especially for a unit that was, for one, like 8 months late, but was predicated on being something to give back to the community. I don't love this idea. I don't know what they did here and why they did it this way. It just seems like, to me, maybe they just ran out of ideas. That's the only thing I can understand. It just seems like they ran out of ideas, because really doing it the way that they did it allows them to retread the exact same idea 2 different times over, because they'll say, oh, use a team with only AGL types, but then there'll be one that says use a team of only AGL types that have the fierce battle link. So I don't know. It just seems like they got lazy, and that's not a good thing. This just isn't a good idea. But to play a little bit of devil's advocate, not to help them, but it's just like, with all these, I think this system is crap just, by itself. They're trying to be too cute with this, because, it's like, you're going to run into scenarios where, no matter what happens, a lot of people may not be able to do certain things. Maybe it's going to say, oh, use a team of only Hercules, right? And there's not enough Hercules. Maybe use a team of only Goku units for a better example. There's enough different types of Goku to do that. So it's like, to play devil's advocate, I kind of see why they had issues with this, but it's just the system of using these POTARA medals that are farmable on stages like that. It's not so good. Maybe they should have just brought out a new stage entirely that allows you to drop these as a reward for completing the stage. I don't love this. I think this is stupid. And I'm really, really just disheartened by this, because it's going to alienate, again, a lot of players that are solely free to play, because, to be honest, you need these. I think you need every single one of these POTARA medals. So if maybe you have a team that has all fierce battle units, then you're good for like 3 or 4 of these stages, but not all of them. There's 10 of them, right? Assuming that they do the, I don't know if they did do that, so I'm not going to just lie to you guys, but assuming there's extreme and super difference here, it doesn't look like there is, so. But still, you need a lot of this, and that's hard to do, If we take a look at the units that have fierce battle, right? These are all the units that have fierce battle. Now, I do love this in the sense that they normally allow multiple units to Dokkan Awaken from these events, but there are one-off events that say, hey, I'm only going to let one unit awaken. For example, I think this event only allows this unit to awaken, and of course his older variants. You get my point, though. Stuff like that. I don't get that, right? No, this guy got added to the Buhan event. So they do have this, and to take a look at there's 63 characters total that have fierce battle currently on global. If we take a look at some of the free-to-play / easier to acquire, fringe free-to-play units, here we go. Fierce battle free-to-play units. The AGL Cooler from the Baba Shop. Tech SS3 Angel Goku, the one that is the free-to-play one that starts off as the R Goku in that event. You can do whenever you want. It's always there. Physical Super Saiyan 3 Angel Goku from the Baba Shop. He Dokkan Awakens through the Goku medals. Physical SS3 Broly. He Dokkan Awakens via the newest event that's still live, the Broly event. He Dokkan Awakens from Super Saiyan Broly into SS3. Physical free-to-play unit. Int SSJ Future Trunks is going to be released really soon on Global. He's on the schedule currently on DBZ.Space. And these are SR cards that are used for basically farming the super attack of the main Dokkan Festival units that they've been adding recently. Physical SS2 GT Goku wasn't one of those, but he got added, and he Dokkan Awakens into SS3 GT Goku. And these are actually SSRs with Fierce Battle. That was an unknown until they did it with like these Super 17 units. I believe they were the first ones. So there's a 2 super common physical and tech 17s that Dokkan Awaken into Super 17s. And then you have the Fat Janemba that turns into AGL Janemba, then Sin Shenron, and then STR Buu that turns into Sexy Buu. And then, physical Super Saiyan Goku, the white hot face-off sperm game incandescent Goku, that turns into the TUR physical Super Saiyan God Goku through the Beerus event, I believe. He uses medals from the Beerus event. So, and in conclusion, I mean, you read this, unless you're a long-time player or you're a paying player, you have a really, really tough time getting this. And from the perspective of people that have stayed true to their accounts, I can understand why this is awesome. But I don't really agree with this. I think this is total crap. I think this is utter shit that they did this. It really, again, alienates a lot of the player base, and it really disheartens me. And I don't know why they did that. And of course, it's going to be the same whenever this launches on JP too. So only advice I can really put out there is not to go ham with stones or anything like that. And I'm not going to advocate to become a paying player, especially just for a unit like him. He's great, but not, something that I would say like, oh, you definitely need to do this. I would never say that anyway, but you get my point. If you have units that you've been sitting on, right, and you need to awaken them, the best I can say is make sure you just go ahead and awaken them if you care about this unit. Because I know that a lot of people like tweet me, for example, their accounts, and it's like, oh, well, what's my team, or what should I do, or whatever. And I see a bunch of like SR cards or like SSR cards that can be Dokkan Awakened into either Rebirth or Fierce Battle units. Just start building up your account, and maybe you have a better luck with this. But honestly, the silver lining to this is that the TUR version at 100% will still be pretty damn solid. He'll be a really solid free-to-play unit, to be honest. He's definitely going to be one of the best ones in the game simply because he has access to being 100% and has a really good potential system boost. So that's the real silver lining to this. But overall, this is a mess. It has been a mess since the beginning, has been a mess for the entire 8 months, and it just continues to be one. So, again, I'm sorry if you guys got excited for this. I know that we as YouTubers did play up this, but honestly, we didn't know this was going to happen. So, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below in regards to this, and if you guys do need to check out that list again, feel free to rewind the video or check out the Dokkan Reddit for more information pertaining to that. Overall, I think that he got a big buff, but I think that his access just literally died for probably at least half of the player base for this game. And he was meant to be something that, again, was given back. He's still free, still quote-unquote easy to get, given certain circumstances for certain players. But again, I don't really think it's a good idea to alienate a chunk of your player base. So anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. Take it easy.